statistics to show that another person won. The church does not. So can you go and make a pronouncement on what you don't know? Then you cause harm. So it is yes, we've heard there are people, Oscar Romero, we have heard about these people there, and different Episcopal conferences.
Congo and Malawi,
every
Episcopal
nation,
conference declared.
Every nation have their particular situation. If the church in those nations had statistics and information that warranted them to do what they did, bravo, congratulations. But I'm telling you that, how do you expect me? Maybe say the Bishop of Boya, I'm not talking here about the Episcopal, I'm not representing the Episcopal Conference of Cameroon. I'm talking here as the Bishop of Boya. I'm talking here as the Bishop of Boya. If we did not have information that came to the National Episcopal Conference to explain that this is the result, this is what was the reality, this was not the reality, what do you expect us to talk? And that's why I say that, people have some fixed ideas in their minds, and they think that this is how the church should act, and if the church doesn't act like that, they are offended. But they don't need to be, because the church cannot just hear rumors and gossips here and there and go and also make a statement. But if the church has statistics, if there was any candidate after that election that came with all the statistics in all the 307 polling stations and said these are the original statistics to the Episcopal Conference, bishops, people should sit down, this is the reality and all the rest, that would have maybe been a different thing. We'll sit down and we'll look at it, then we can make a statement on what has been presented to us. And we can even challenge the government that these are other results, that if we see that all the documents were in order and there was another person that won the election, we can say, from these statistics that we have received, name all the places, all the polling stations, and give all the statistics and say, this is the situation. But even our observers, they went to 202. They didn't go to 105. So we could not even have the totality of what was there.
My Lord, please. Without cutting you short, we actually have so much in store. But my Lord, opposition leader Issa Chiroma Bakare published his own results, claiming these are the pro-saveable, and he's showing that he won in 18 major towns and all of that. But the government said those results were faulted. They've been stuffed and they're faulted. And so it wasn't regarded. Even at the level of the National Vote Counting Commission, he made such claims, but he was not accepted. And so his own his own representative there had to withdraw. And so the government said all those results were not correct. So we are in the face of results presented by the state, by the national structures for elections, and then the one from opposition leader. In between all of this, does the church just go to the one presented by the state, or the church had considerations from the one presented by the opposition leader?
My point is this, Yannick. You have to understand that the church is in between. The electoral code gives for how elections are carried out, how they are supposed to be counted, how they are supposed to report, and when the results are supposed to be proclaimed. And as I say, if the president, the president of the LECAM, whoever is the person, if they have their own statistics, and Mr. Issa Chiroma too had his own statistics, before they even went to the Constitutional Council, those are things that they should have fought for. As I say, if the results you are talking about was, say, brought to the bishops, and the bishops could make another statement. But we don't have any results like that. They were all shown over social media, like many other things over social media. Like many other things over social media. So we cannot pick on social media. Media are a constituted body, and we don't talk cheap. We talk when we know that we have our facts that are verifiable and that we cannot be contradicted.
Many feel that the reason why there is rising voice coming from social media is because of the censorship, some censorship going on the mainstream media, and so many people have now picked up the social media as the last bus stop for them to express themselves on national issues.
They have the right to express themselves. But social media is there. People are free to express themselves over the social media, and whatever we get over the social media, we have to shift it. It gives us lots of truth and realities in life. That is how the social media is responsible for a good number of lies telling, defamation of characters, and the disrespect of human persons. There are lots of things going on in social media that if I want to talk about it here, we will not leave this studio today. But what I'm just saying is that everybody, you have your right to express yourself. We talk about censorship. I follow Dmrtv. I follow My Media Prime. I follow the other TV stations. I see the way people talk freely. I see the way people talk freely. I see the way they exchange their views. So the way they do it, that's the same thing they do over the social media. But as I say, I can never rely on any content from social media when individuals voice out their personal opinion and grievances on issues. But if I on the ground have concrete realities that I need to talk about, that I need to handle, I think I'm going to do that. If I don't have it, I cannot talk cheaply. Because social media, a good number of people there are cheap talkers.
Okay. My Lord, let's go to the text messages. Now, this other text message says, Augustine teaches that pastors must speak truth in a way that builds peace rather than stirs chaos. A word spoken without prudence, he warns, can wound the flock more than silence can. It is for the reason that the bishop insists that the church must speak consistently without endangering lives or deepening division. That's a contribution, and it's coming from Reverend Father Joseph Ngome. This other one, it says, this one says, why did the church not release the results they had from their representatives during presidential election? It's coming from Rudy Bambino.
The results that the observers had and that they brought in from the normal counting, like every other had, they counted on sheets of paper. Those were not official results for the church to release. And it's not the work of the church to release. Because the places where the people voted, everybody they counted and they knew what came out of it. I voted in Boyaye, and after that, in the evening, when they counted, I was told the situation of the polling station where I was. And if that is sent to the observer that was in Boya, if they send that they write a small sheet of paper and said 200 people voted for this, 100 for this, 50 for this, 25 for this, should we go and publish it? Everybody who were there, they have it.
Right.
Yes, they have it. So if people voted and their votes were not reflected at the level of Elekam, they should have walked up to Elekam, to walk up to the Elekam officials and say, this is what we have in our hands. This is what you are proclaiming, which is not correct.
Right. If the bishop cannot speak for what happened because he was not there, but he makes reference to the letters the bishop sent, in which they mentioned points on issues that happened in places where they were not there, where is the consistency? This is coming from journalism trainer Leslie Ngwa.
Yes, the consistency is there. We sat and I mentioned that those who went for the observing, they came back, gave their report. We believe them because we send them to go and do and bring to us. In Batibo, I will not know whether I had any observer there or not, because I'm not the president of that commission. I don't have the list of all the 202 polling stations that were there. So you want me to talk about Batibo having 5,000 voting and all the rest? I didn't get any information as far as voting in Batibo was concerned.
He's talking about the bishops entirely. Like the bishops were able to make reference to areas that were not there, but they cannot be able to decipher whether.
There were 307 polling stations. We're in 202. From the 105, we cannot make a statement. So where's the inconsistency? I'll make a statement in a place that we're not there. And the Northwest and the Southwest, you know very well, that there was lockdown for 1 month, almost 10 days. And those were areas that observers did not go. And those were areas that people voted. So how do you expect? It's like you are forcing me to say something that I don't have the confidence to say. I'm very, very consistent. Yes.
Let's continue with the questions. This other one, this says, greetings, my lord. My name is Vitalis, writing from Atlanta, USA. This is my question to you, my lord. No elections took place in the entire Archdiocese of Bamenda, the entire Anglophone regions, and Elecam came up with some numbers that even looked like they were massive turnout. My concern that I need clarification is that when the church is silent in the face of such injustice, what exactly is its use? That's the first question.
Yes, Vitalis, I think as far as that question is concerned, you are not correct. Elections took place. I am in Fako. We had elections here. I can talk about Fako because I saw people going and voting as they did in other places. In the Northwest and the Southwest region, there were ghost town, and the presumption of that there will be no elections. But elections took place. And in some of the places in the Northwest and the Southwest, people were able to vote. But in some other places, people were not able to vote. And where people could not vote, I don't know how results came out from those places. Either the results were faked, or people were brought in to vote, or what. I cannot talk about what I do not know.
That's right. The second question is about the situation that happened in Bamenda on the 15th of November. It says that the Christians raised concerns when the nuncio made some statements that why are the church leaders not talking about this?
What do you want the church leaders to talk about it? What do you want the church leaders to talk about it? The nuncio was in Bamenda for the rededication of the cathedral, and in his normal way of greeting and acknowledging the people who were in church, he mentioned the name of the head of state, and the people grumbled. That grumbling was a sign of their dissatisfaction with the name that was called. People have a right to express themselves. And after we got that noise in the church, the nuncio just reminded them, I am the apostolic nuncio. And they clapped, and we continued. The fact that there was that reaction in church was also a clear sign that it is maybe true that in some areas where voting took place, or in some areas there was no voting, but that numbers were given to indicate that people voted. As I say, we have no statistics or proof to say anything. But that noise, of course, was a clear sign that the person that was called as the president was not, the people didn't identify with the person. And the people, they have a right to do that. It was spontaneous. It came naturally. Nobody planned it, which is also a serious indication that fundamentally there is a problem.
We are slowly coming to the security situation, especially in the two English-speaking regions, because I should say, by virtue of being the leader of the church in this part of the region, you have had your own fair share of the consistent inconsistencies that are happening in the two English-speaking. We're kidnapped, And this is the growing reality of the two English-speaking regions. Priests work in very difficult situations and they've become a target from both
sad situation that some priests and a lay person were kidnapped from the letter that the Archbishop Bamenda wrote. And of course, after that, some were released. But one person, Father John Berinitata, who is still in captivity. And I want just to use Cameroonians, those in the northwest and the southwest region, that be converted. Let us be converted. Whether it's a kidnapping of a priest or a bishop or a Christian or a citizen, whoever, to kidnap people, to go keep them, to ask for a ransom, is not the best thing to do. And when you look at the church, we have given our lives for the service of the people. The priest is there for the people. We have nothing for ourselves. We are there to serve the people. And if you decide to go and kidnap the priest, which I'm just